people whom he leads. That's his identity. So this thing, if you think about it, there really is no king without the people. You don't have a people-less king or a subject-less king. So his whole identity as king is actually wrapped up in the fact that there are these people who are his subjects. So the identity of this archetype is really not pivoted so much on the dominance, but on who the archetype finds himself being because of the people who are around him. That's important to this archetype, because actually, in fact, I want to borrow, kind of go across to another writer who uses same line of archetypes but different names, and he juxtaposes the king to the father archetype. He uses the language father rather than king. And you can understand now what I mean by he finds his identity strictly because of the people among which he finds himself. You can understand that because the truth is that fathers could make a son and a daughter, but it's a son and a daughter that makes a father. Are you with me?
Yes.
Huh? Right. And, well, in a very practical way, you cannot be a father, right, without children finding some ownership and claim of you as father. Whether it is biological or adopted or societal or whatever, right? But this is, but that's why we say not only biological. So this is, but there's another. These are the Jack Russells. I'm waiting for the leader of them all. I'm waiting. No example. Yeah. So, right. But there's a little more than just that. It's not only so much about the children being born and that making him father. In this particular context, what we mean is that actually a father does not get shaped into the identity of fatherhood until the children baptize him. You follow what I mean? So parents baptize their children, but children baptize their parents. Think about it. Children immerse their parents into an experience of parenting as they try to parent them. Follow? Anybody lost? You could understand, right? Yeah. So, you lost? Everybody lost? Nice. So really and truly, what the idea behind the archetype here now is the language of this writer in Masculine Spirit is that the king really only becomes carved into kingship by his subjects. Are you following? Yes. The people actually baptize him into being the king. Yes?
Yeah.
The king comes up, this archetype raises up this instinct in the man to be leader. And I want to kind of put to rest today, you know, you might have to go away and wrestle with it. I want to put to rest this notion that only some men are born for leadership. That is not true.
Amen.
In fact, every man every man carries this archetype in him that is cut and carved into him for leadership.
Amen.
Every man, every man. It doesn't matter whether you see him in jail, on the street, every man. Now, correct. Now, we may not be accessing the archetype, we may not be doing the work of the archetype, but it's there. Sometimes, you know, like lying dormant, lying dormant. So, in this archetype, there's an understanding that some aspect, some component of the archetype is natural and innate, but there is a developmental stage to the archetype that does not kick in until the people whom the archetype was meant for baptize the archetype. You all understand what I mean? It's technical, so that's why I keep asking. Just this one has a little bit of technical thing. The idea is that we all born to be king. We all have that innate gift, an archetype carved into the man to be this leader. But he cannot be the leader until he allows those to whom he was sent to lead to baptize him into leadership. To shape his leadership. To form the leadership, to give him that, in other words, to almost give him that sponsorship that he takes off in leadership. So when we go across the right, you juxtapose it to Father, we can understand that. Because very often our children are forming us. Yeah.
People are trying to talk about watching a CBS documentary. And they were saying a guy was in prison, life, no chance of parole, killed 2 people, he admitted everything. And they had this mentorship program that they started in the 6 minutes, right? It was living. And to keep the train of thought, what the question they asked him is, if you have no chance of getting out, why would you want to mentor these young fellas who come in, who do crime but not as bad as they do? Why should we mentor? Which is the same thing, like, why you want to be a father and you have no chance of it coming out? You have double life. And he said, what will be my sense of purpose on this if I do something correct? I make a mistake, but now I have a chance to be a father, which I did not have. And I will mentor these fellas who come in with the same issues I have. And the same thing, guys gravitate in. And it's the same thing, they empower him to get the feeling of fatherhood by listening to what he said to them. The path I went on was wrong. This is where I end up. Look what you can make with your life if you go follow my path. So the same trend where I said, he only became a father when they empowered him to give them guidance within the prison system. Even though he has no chance of leaving, he said he's getting a sense of fulfillment doing that. No.
I like this example and this sample that you give to us because it opens up something very important about the stark worlds that the archetypes operate in. The eternal boy is this, remember we talked about this hairy fairy kind of floating about kind of world up in the sky. The warrior, remember we talked about this large outer world like the sailor. The king, this archetype, is the one that advances now with the maturity of a more, what kind of world? A more inner world, a more kingdom set world, a more closer circle, intimate kind of world. And why I mention that is because it means to say what this guy is saying is it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are, the call of that archetype can call on the man in any position, place, or situation to now become this king, this leader.
If I hear you as an example, a child in school, and something happens, or let's say somebody roughs up the child or does whatever, the moment the child says, "I'm going to tell my father," father becomes the king. because it's not like when I tell my mother, it's not like when I tell my uncle.
Yeah.
She's literally saying that is the man for the situation. He is king for that. I don't know if that
Yes.
makes any
Yes.
relevance.
And that it goes even a little further than that, that she really says that, and this is what is going to come up here now. She really says, I trust him to do the best by me. You are not doing the best by me, but I'm going to tell my father because I know that one thing, my father always have my back. And I know he ain't letting nobody mess with me. That's what the child saying. You understand? And the whole thing about that there is what we're trying to bring up about this thing about the archetype of the king, being made king by the people and getting his identity out of that. A big part of that means that the king identity, this whole archetype is really chiseled away by trust. It's chiseled away. It is the formation, the thing that causes the formation to happen is trust. No, if we go across now to that other writer who's proposing that we use the word father instead of king, no father really